We want to tell you about this afternoon. Months after the Monroe Canyon wildfire burned more than 73,000 acres in central Utah, the focus now is shifting from flames to recovery. Our Southern Utah correspondent, Cannon Sechrest, shows us what the restoration process looks like and why some say it could take years.
Fighting the Monroe Canyon fire has cost more than $100 million, and months later, that work is still far from over. Once a fire this large is put out, a much larger process begins, helping the land recover, protecting wildlife habitat, and reducing the risk of problems like erosion and flooding. State biologists say the work starting now will play a major role in how this area recovers for years to come. After a fire this big, one of the first things biologists focus on is getting vegetation back on the ground and doing it as quickly as possible. Habitat biologist Kendall Bagley says a lot of that work happens from the air, which allows crews to cover huge areas in a short amount of time.
The seed is brought down to an airport, loaded in big fertilizer sacks. At that time, the pilot takes off and he is given a shapefile or a polygon that he loads into his airplane, and he sees exactly where that seed needs to be applied.
The idea is to get native plants growing again, helping hold the soil in place, limit erosion, and keep invasive species from moving in. And in the long run, that vegetation is also key for wildlife trying to rebound after the fire.
The calves of the elk or the fawns of deer were just a month and a half old. And if their mothers are displaced, they may not get the nutrition they need throughout the summer to gain enough weight and get big enough to survive the upcoming winter.
Because this fire burned during July and August, biologists say some animals may not have had enough time to put on the weight they need before winter, which could make survival tougher.
So most of our lower elevation areas that were burned is not very useful for our wildlife. Our higher elevation has more cover and it burned less severely. In the near future, wildlife will be able to use it to eat, to gain nutrition, but it won't be optimal for several more years.
How fast the land comes back really depends on where you are. Higher elevations that get more moisture may start to respond sooner, while lower elevations could take a lot longer.
In the aspen communities, we're looking for a better response quicker than at the lower elevations, where it may take a couple of years for the grasses and the forbs and the shrubs become established and be viable again.
State biologists say the work they are doing now is critical not just for the landscape, but for the wildlife and the communities that depend on it. Reporting in Southern Utah, Cannon Sechrest, ABC 4 News.